So, how do you think the tech industry's perception of formal education is changing? We talked in this episode a lot about self directed learning, including just now. But with formal education, do you think with the tools that we have today, with all of the content that there is online, for careers like AI, machine learning, data science, software engineering, do you think that formal education should be changing because self-directed learning can play such a big role?
Oh, 100%, man. Don't even get me started in education. We could have a whole podcast episode only on this topic. I definitely think that most of the education systems across the world are still stuck in the late 19th century, like the industrial revolution type of a context where you're just sitting down with a lot of people who have completely different interests from you. You're just connected by the geography because you happen to live in the same space. So starting from there, like there's just so many things that need to be changed about education, starting from elementary school all the way to best PhD programs in the world at MIT or Stanford. Like even those are not really optimal. And so there is definitely a shift of sentiment happening across the industry, especially now given the latest AI boom. And I see much less people encouraged and like motivated to go and pursue the PhD path as opposed to just building because they realize, hey, you can do so much by without any PhD or masters or even bachelor. Like you can learn so many of these things on your own, and that being encouraged by the likes of Elon Musk gives it a lot of gravity, right? Because some of those highly successful entrepreneurs are saying, hey, when we hire, I don't actually care that much whether you're from Stanford, man. Show me what you build. What makes you stand out? There is like 2,000 people coming from Stanford every year, like doing CS. I don't know. I don't know the number. I'm just throwing a number. But like, and like, I don't know. There, I noticed on my own that I definitely have achieved probably much more than a median Stanford person would. And I know for sure that they told me already that at MIT and Stanford, they used to have classes where they would watch some of my videos I mentioned to you, the ones that are really in depth. So like from that standpoint, I became a teacher for some of them, which makes me feel like, not saying this to sound arrogant, but like I feel proud about that. But it also tells me, hey, if they're learning from me, that means I've done it myself. I didn't need to go to Stanford or MIT to achieve same level or greater levels. So it's possible, but again, here self-awareness matters a lot. Like you have to know whether you are that type of person who can be that self-directed and like prosper in that multitude of choices, as you said before. And having that, it's not an easy thing for everybody, because when you have a strict curriculum, you're going to Stanford, you know that every day you're getting closer to that credential of being ex-Stanford or Stanford alum, right? And so it's easier than, yeah, I'm doing this, and at the end there is no credential other unless you build some public artifacts, but you have to be much more self-confident and self-directed and build your own curriculum and execute on it. So it requires a different type of mentality.
Nice. Yeah, we'll include some of those Medium blogs in the show notes so that people can check those out. And blending, some things that we've been talking about already in this episode. So you've been talking about learning now, most recently, but are there ways that you envision AI transforming education, perhaps making learning more personalized, accessible to people with different backgrounds, interests? We talked about this in the language context already specifically, where somebody in somebody who only speaks Serbian could be learning entirely from English documents in the very near future. That is not science fiction. That is science today. But yeah, are there other ways that you could envision AI transforming education?
100%. AI tutors are the future, and that's the only way we can scale this up, right? Because I complained previously in the episode that sometimes we still have this industrial revolution legacy of putting 30 people in the same classroom, which doesn't scale, and because you cannot personalize or have that one professor teacher give the same level of attention customized to the learning style of every individual pupil in that class. It's impossible to scale that up. And also, due to incentives, you basically don't have the best teachers in the world, right? Because if somebody is that good, they will probably not go and teach at elementary school, right? They'll go to MIT. And so there is also that incentive moment there that prevents us from having the best possible education. So like the only thing that can scale are algorithms, right? Software can scale. And so AI tutors are definitely the future. And I see already myself using on a daily basis definitely ChatGPT and coding assistants. I think those were the two most important AI products for me personally, like Code Assistant, so Copilot, which I can use for free, by the way, as an open source contributor. That's a very nice gesture from OpenAI. And then, secondly, I just use the chat assistant and mostly ChatGPT. I mean, 100% of the time, actually, I use ChatGPT. It just works.
I love them. They're so powerful. They've transformed how I do everything. And it'd be crazy if you're listening to the show and you aren't paying the $20 subscription for access to things like GPT-4 or Claude 3 or Gemini Ultra. These algorithms, it's amazing how much more quickly I can learn topics instead of, especially writing code. I think that's where it's most useful because I used to spend so much time getting stuck on like small issues that, and it's not a learning experience where you're getting stuck on these trivialities of code semantics, but having to spend time digging through Stack Overflow. I mean, I guess before, the internet and Google searches, it'd be even more laborious having to go through like textbooks to figure out how to solve, some problem in your code. And now you can focus so much more high level on the problems that you're solving as opposed to getting stuck on, the syntax, which is
100,
so nice.
100%, 100%. Everything that's repetitive, you as a human should just say, okay, go execute this for me n times, right? You don't want to be the for loop. We're literally being, well, the history of civilization is us going from like being calculators and dumb machines to being more and more free to do like high level cognitive work, right? Because you previously literally had people who were computers. In ancient Greece, you had people who were acting as memory sticks because they were learning and memorizing every single transaction, and that's why you had so many memory techniques being developed back then, like Roman memory room, memory palace, or whatnot. Everything happened back in Rome and ancient Greece, probably before that, because people had to memorize, had to compute. So all of these methods were developed, and all of a sudden we need less and less of that. And now finally, you're getting freed up to do just like creative stuff. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, when you get to super intelligence, it's just all bets are off. How the future society looks like, and what where do you find purpose and meaning? And one could make an argument that, hey, take a look at chess and what happened with chess or Go. It's not like humans stop playing the game just because they're not the best in that game. It turned out that it's more of a symbiosis, and humans became much better and are using AIs to devise new techniques and moves that they've never done previously. But with a caveat that these are not AGIs. That's why I say it might be like all bets are off when you get to AGI, not just like a very constrained type of specialized AI such as like whatever AlphaGo or Stockfish or some engine of that sort for chess or those games.
Exactly. It's really mind bending. It is difficult. I mean, I can't wrap my head around what this future will be like when we are no longer, humans have enjoyed for some time now being by far the dominant intelligence on the planet. And when there's something else around, like it's like asking a chimpanzee to do calculus. The chimpanzee is very smart. It's one of the most intelligent animals on the planet, but you'll never be able to get it to graduate from a Stanford degree. And so when there's something else around that we can't even, in the same way, when the chimp sees us writing the equations on the board, it's hopeless.
Mm,
And for us, you know, we could be soon encountering, yeah, this intelligence where it's hopeless for us to try to understand. And
mm.
yeah,
Jan had a take on this, and he said that take a look at the current society, and you'll see many examples of greater intelligences being controlled by much smaller intelligences. And you see this across the companies. Like you have dumb CEOs who just have grit and had the luck or whatnot, or like, I don't want to diminish them, but like oftentimes they are not as smart as many of their employees. And that happens. And so, but the thing is, the thing that remark of Jan's, it doesn't do it justice, because we're not talking about small difference, a couple of points or tens of IQ points. We are talking about something that can exponentially then improve itself, and you can scale it up and it can be much smarter than human. So we are talking about cat compared to human. cats never controlled humans. I mean, well, that's maybe a bad example.
You picked the wrong animal.
I picked the wrong animal.
Yeah,
Maybe pigeons. Let's take pigeons. They're like less high agency. Cats are like the apex predator of this world. But anyhow.
Exactly.
I mean, but you get the point. It's not going to be the same qualitatively speaking when you have something that's alien intelligence that's like that makes Einstein look dumb, and then as I said, all bets are off. We don't know what happens, how the dynamics plays out.